Welcome back to Brick Dynasty Live. Tonight's guest has a talent I don't see enough of, where most people build up. Is the ability to also build down, which I find incredible. The architect of Small Plastic Worlds, Mr. Digging for Bricks. Welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I was looking back at some of your builds and ones that have flowed through my feed a couple times and just kind of going back and reminiscing is a weird word, but revisiting anyway.
Reviewing.
Yeah. And it really is crazy how you can like dig your way through a base plate and add so much depth. I find that so impressive because you almost never see that. Or at least not of any real quality. So,
yeah, I think the one MOC that you're referring to that I built on the construction site thing, one of the things I was like thinking is like, how do I showcase? Because like most people know, I mean, I assume that's one thing I found with this hobby is that I'm like, I assume people know a lot of things when they really don't. But assuming most people know what a mills plate is and what it's used for. I think most people think of like the sturdiness, but it's like that portion of the name of the integrated landscaping system of, I was like, how can I showcase that portion of it, of like show the flexibility of things that you can do when you build that way, as opposed to like just building on a base plate with it, which is the way that like most Lego sets come, or I would say what most people do if they're going to make something of their own. It just like starts with a flat base plate. So,
yeah. Well, you did the what was it? It was like a drainage system. The outlet there, and I guess that's kind of above ground, but there was so much depth to that.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah. Did you see the one? With the hole in the construction site with the excavator?
Yes. Yep.
The pipe thing, and I just moved, so I'm still trying to like try to get this all figured out how to fit together. But like my idea was like I can put that drainage pipe behind my like construction MOC thing. But I think to get it set up how I want, I'll probably have to do some kind of like custom built table or something like that. But yeah, that one was really fun to build. And I think the idea that kind of sparked that was like most things that you see with Lego are square and rectangular and sharp edges. And so I was like, how do I like do something with a circle that I can make a MOC out of? Like that's kind of like that. And I actually I bought that Up House Lego set. I actually bought 2 copies. And I'm gonna take some of the balloons out of that, and I got a minifigure that's like a clown. So I want to stick the clown inside like the drainage pipe with one of the balloons, just to kind of top it off. But I had a bunch of people say like, oh, you should put the Ninja Turtles in there. Oh, you should do this. You should do that. And I was like, I should stick the clown in there because that one, it'd be kind of like one of those hidden things because it's like really dark in the back, and like just stick it right to the point where like if you look just at the right angle you can see it, if not you miss it, kind of thing.
That's awesome. I love that idea.
So
have you been building a long time?
No, I mean, like most people, I think I in my childhood did, and then just kind of went on this unintentional hiatus, as most people probably do. But it was really my son was born about 3 years ago, and obviously with new babies, you can't really do much. And so um, I was doing a puzzle at home because we were kind of like just landlocked at home because it was also during this time of year when it's like everybody's sick and there's germs going around and all this stuff. Um, and then I got a Lego set for my daughter, and I was like, I don't know why it just kind of clicked to me. I was like, because I was really enjoying the puzzle thing as something like just to kind of occupy my time. And I was like, well, Lego set is just like a 3D version of a puzzle. Like I forgot how much I like these. I should buy one of these. And so, um, but it was so funny that I actually posted a video talking about this of like kind of like Lego. I don't want to say Lego shame, but like I made sure that the first Lego set that I bought as an adult was like the most adult-ish manliest set that it was the Ford Raptor Technic set. I was like, oh, I don't want to buy anything that's like, too kiddish or too this or that or whatever. And then I enjoyed building it. And then the set that I bought right after that was the Assembly Square modular building. But I remember looking at the Ford Raptor set and like trying to look through all these sets. I was like, okay, what am I going to buy? And I'm just like, man, these are all so expensive. This one's expensive and this one's expensive. And like, that was kind of like sticker shock to me. But, so I bought that, and and that was honestly the last Technic set. That was the first and the last one that I built. And I enjoyed it. But then as soon as I built something after that wasn't a Technic, I was like, I didn't realize how much I didn't enjoy that. And I'm like, I'm not going to talk too much because I know that there's Technic lovers out there, but I quickly found out that is not my forte. And so I bought that modular building, and then after that, it was kind of like, then it was game over because it was just kind of down the rabbit hole from there. So to answer your question, no, probably only like 3 years or so.
Wow.
And I haven't really even I've only like kind of doubled down on MOC building, if you will, within the last probably year-ish or so, year and a half. And I've noticed too, like as I've started to do more of that, I've actually bought less and less Lego sets. Like I'm still very passionate about them, but I'm also like, I've gotten a lot pickier about Lego sets. And so like now I find that like most of my money is starting to be spent on like parts. So whenever I go to the Lego store, it's like, what does the pad wall have this week? And so I've just got like drawers and drawers and drawers chock full of parts, which I feel like with MOC building, it's just, that's the name of the game, is like you can never have enough, or no matter how many you have, you never have the pieces that you actually need. That's the story of my life.
Yep. So if you're buying for the sake of MOC building, are you hunting clearance and keeping an eye on that stuff too for parts that way?
Like buying sets and then like parting them out. Is that what you mean? Yes, I've done it. Like there's one of the botanical sets that I've caught on sale at Target a handful of times. That's a really good parts pack to kind of just separate out all the pieces, and for the price, it's like, if you catch it at the right time, I think it's like as cheap as like $8, and you get a ton of like, you can reuse almost every single piece in there that are really good for like landscaping stuff. But
Cool.
not necessarily. Like I found that like for me and the stuff that I like to build, that's probably the least effective way for me to acquire parts. I think in terms of like quantity equals budget or value kind of thing, the pad wall is definitely, I've been like I have 2 Lego stores, the one that's like 20 minutes away from me, and then the other one's like 45 minutes away. So like, and one of them has like double the size of a pad wall than the other, but those ones I feel like I've definitely got the best value out of those, especially when you calculate. I'm sure you've seen people do like calculations of like, hey, I paid this for this box. If I would have bought these parts from Bricklink, here's how much it would have cost me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I have done just like a couple massive orders from Bricklink. So I would say those are kind of like the 2 main spots. But if I find a good deal on a Lego set that's like, that makes sense and has the parts that I need, And I feel like the problem is like most of the time if I'm parting something out, like most of the stuff I've built is a little bit on the bigger side. So like if I part something out, it typically doesn't have enough of the part that I'm buying it for. So if I'm buying it for like a
Yeah.
lavender masonry brick or something, like I'm probably going to need 500 and the set comes with 30 kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you build the green grocer?
No, it's
Okay.
on my list. And I don't know. There's this collector part of me that is like just kind of can't get over the fact that like I want to buy it new in the box, like an actual
Oof.
original set. But I'm like that those are $2,000 to $3,000, and I know I've seen tons of people rebuild them and just swap out those expensive parts and do it that way. Um, but like I think I'm okay to kind of like, hey, I'll just put aside $20 here, $50 there, and like if it takes me 7 years to be able to save up to get it, I think I would love to do that. Although at that rate, the price will probably inflate faster than I can save the money to buy it. But I'm sure there was a reason behind that question. What were you going to ask
Well,
about it?
but thinking about what you were saying about trying to get like the same part in any kind of quantity, the hardest part with that set is the sand green bricks, or because there's so many of them.
Yeah,
I forget what they are. They're $2.50, $3.50 a piece. And you need 50 of them or some crazy thing.
yeah.
The only other set that has those is I think it was the Hogwarts Castle that had
Oh,
4.
oh gosh. Yeah. See, that's not doing anybody any good.
Yeah, yeah. I figure at some point they will reuse that part in something else,
Yeah,
and then it'll be easier to go back.
yeah.
I'm praying that they use it in a Minecraft set at some point,
Oh, yeah,
because those are cheap and they're all very blocky.
yeah.
So that has some potential.
Yeah, I think, and I can't remember. I want to say that there's like two other pieces from that set. Um, I don't know if it's a window or a printed piece or something that's super expensive. Um, this is where I wish I had Galen in the chat because he's the kind of person, like that's the other thing is he's got like a really good memory and he knows just like those super like kind of random but not random, like it's just like a wealth of knowledge. Like he's just got a really good memory to remember stuff like that versus I have the memory of a goldfish. And so, so that's like so yeah, anyways.
Yeah, some of those things are tough. We built Market Street from parts. It was a year or two ago, and same kind of thing as the Green Grocer. There's a couple odd size windows. There's a couple rubber hoses, and all white with white fixed ends that are really hard to find, especially not discolored and
Wow.
odd things like that. There
And
was
I
a head of lettuce that was actually an Exoforce minifigure hair.
oh,
It was
interesting.
awesome. Yeah.
Wow. Well, and I guess like it also kind of depends on what the rare or the expensive part is and where it's at in the sex. If like if it's something that's buried on the inside and nobody's ever gonna see it, like then at that point, and I think like with the green grocer, like that's um an exemplary. I can't think of how to say that word. Example of um like the missing piece that you probably would want if you want to build it to the original set versus if something's like, oh, hey, there's this piece that goes on the inside that nobody's ever going to see. And at that point, it's like, well, if that's the only thing that's different, then I'll just, build it out of parts and not have to worry about finding an actual full set or whatever. So,
Yeah. And then you're the only one who knows. And hopefully it doesn't just haunt you.
yeah. 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 Every time you walk by it, it's just in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah.
of parts, your organization system, I just like I said, I just moved and I'm like when I moved, I'm like, I'm gonna double down on my organization because I have to reorganize some stuff anyways because part of my bins got tipped over, so a bunch of my parts
Oh
got
no.
mixed together, and I was like, Oh, you got to be kidding me. Um, which is fine. Like, thankfully, I didn't lose any pieces off any sets or anything. But I was like, I'm gonna double down on storage and organization for parts because that's what I've like I said, I feel like I'm kind of going that direction where I'm buying less and less Lego sets and acquiring more and more parts. And like if I had it my way and I had like the unlimited storage, like I would sort everything by part type, and then even I would sub sort it by color within the part type.
Yep.
But then I probably end up with a wall that looks like the wall behind you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
like, is it
It happens
doable? Is it
fast.
not?
Um, I mean, just like building with sets, it's an investment, right?
Yeah.
Um, if you can get them on sale, you can go, I don't know, mid 30s, 34 to 36 per cube.
Oh, okay.
So it's not cheap, but it's
Yeah.
not awful. I mean,
Yeah.
at I don't know, whatever it was 2021, in ugly COVID times, they were like
Hmm.
50 a piece,
Oh
and that was
God.
awful.
Do
That
you
was
think
right when we started building.
do you think it was just because people were using them at home to part of home offices or organization, or because of the hobby spike in like crafts and all kinds of things like that?
Yeah, I
Or do you,
think that was some of it. There was definitely a demand spike. I think there was also some disruption in the supply chain, which
that's what
didn't
was gonna be
help
my next
things.
question. Okay.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, it was brutal. We had just started then. We had, I don't know, I think maybe we had five or six, and we got those high 30s maybe. And then we went back because we were going to try to do another column, and they were like 50. And we had just bought like 200 pounds of bulk. And it's like,
Oh gosh.
we really can't wait it out for the prices to come down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. You don't know. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah. And I forget where we're at now. We're a little over 1,600 drawers
Holy smoke.
and growing. And
And yours
we have
is
another.
just for like your own parts inventory and organization, right?
This is Bricklink.
Oh, yeah, it's for okay. You use it for.
Yep.
I want to say you would probably almost have to that way because yeah.
Yep.
Do
Yeah. It's
you?
that it can fund itself and do all the things.
How do you keep your? Do you have like personal stuff that you keep separate?
Not really. If we
Okay,
want to pull something out, we'll just go into the inventory and subtract from there.
gotcha. Okay.
It's not too bad if you stay fairly on top of it. And when we do the inventory for stuff we have large quantities of, we'll round back a lot and have some extra in the drawer. So if a couple get plucked out here and there, it's not a big deal.
Gotcha. Do you have the? I know some of those. I don't know if yours are like the exact same as mine, but like, do the ones you have like these have these slots that you can kind of put dividers into on top of that,
Um,
or
the
yours?
the the big ones you can divide in half, whatever you call it,
Gotcha.
the long way, I guess. And the small ones you can divide the short way.
Okay.
You can buy third-party dividers for them, so you can actually divide them
Yeah.
into six, which is
Oh
really
wow.
convenient. Or I think, yeah, you divide them into six, and
And
those are really worthwhile.
have you divided yours like that, or do you because I've tried to do that with some, but I'm also like the type of person where I'm like out of sight, out of mind. If I don't see it, like it doesn't exist. And so sometimes parts get buried in the back sections of those if they're sectioned off, and then I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, I wish I had this part, and then all along I did have it and didn't think.
yeah. So we do have some divided like that. They are mostly parts that really probably nobody's ever going to buy, and we're probably never going to use.
Mm,
So if we can't see them, it's really not the end of the world. Uh, but yeah, I totally agree. If you can just walk by the drawer and see the part you're looking for, it's a big help.
yeah.
We have just about nothing mixed. I mean, some of the drawers will have multiple colors, but it'll
Yeah.
all be the same part type.
Yeah.
And it's in such a way so you can open it, immediately see what you need,
Okay.
take care of it.
That's a I was I guess was my question. I'm like, because obviously those containers, like you said, are not necessarily cheap themselves. So it's like I want to know from somebody who has a lot, because I would need a lot, how efficient and effective it is, because I don't want to go spend all this money and buy 10 of them, 20 of them, whatever it is, however many I need, and then be like, well, this sucks. This doesn't work for the way that my brain works. This is why I was like kind of
Yeah.
picking your brain on the question. But I know that there's a um, guy that I follow that has got a very similar setup. His name's Michael. I can't remember his actual handle, but anyways, and he has his all like um, labeled with like uh, label maker printed things that have like the image of the Lego piece on it and stuff like that. And he was like, it took me forever to do, but like once it's done, you're like, oh man, this actually makes building way faster, because then you just cut your part sortage time by so much.
Yeah, if you ever decide to do that, I have that the file with
Oh,
all of the images on it,
oh, okay.
uh, and it's intense. And thankfully, the printer for it's pretty cheap.
Oh,
Uh,
good.
I think the printer was $60 or $80 or something, and the tape for it's not too bad. We were going to do that, and then things grew and things grew and things move a lot.
Oh,
So we're gonna barcode soon
oh, nice.
and set it up in Bricklink. So when we have a sale, it'll say, drawer, 0001 or
Oh,
whatever, and then we can just scan the barcode, do the deduction, and move from there.
oh gosh, that would be
Yeah,
nice.
yep,
Okay.
yeah. It's getting out of control, and
Wow.
my wife knows where pretty much everything is. Within a couple drawers, she's real close. I
Wow.
stumble through this place like an idiot. She handles 95% of the inventory,
Oh, wow.
so I struggle a little bit now.
Gotcha. Well, that's good to know. I feel like that helps me make my decision a little easier or with more confidence.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you ever want to do the barcode system, um, Jesus, Great Brick Lab has a really good video on that. I
Oh,
can
okay.
walk through that, and
Okay.
those labels are cheap, which is also nice. A very
Oh,
simple
good.
system.
Sweet.
Uh, all right. So, man, hey, there's Galen right
Oh,
there.
just in the nick of
Hello,
time.
sir. Uh, man, so you've come a long way in a short time. That's bananas.
Yeah, I'm I I'm usually down building almost every night, because it's honestly it's a big part of my mental health too, which I feel like is one thing that's not talked about enough in the community. Um, is just for some people like it's just a big kind of mental help, or a way to kind of just shut your brain off um and kind of do something, and then almost like a form of therapy, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to be able to detach yourself from everything and just kind of dial into it. Not necessarily a different world, but I don't know, a different
Yeah,
place,
yeah, you just kind
whatever.
of escape, if you will.
Yeah, yeah. So, where did digging for bricks come from?
Um, my when I used to build when I was younger, I had a friend, like a really good childhood friend, that liked to build too, and he was always super early riser, and I never was and never have been. I'm like more of a night owl, and he would wake up at like he'd come over to my house and sleep over and wake up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I would just hear this just sound, and it would wake me up every time, and I would get so mad because it's like he didn't have anything else to do, and like there wasn't a TV in my room or whatever, so it's like that was kind of like the first thing to do, and so but it's not something you can do quietly. um and so when I was trying to think of names, for some reason that popped in my head. um and it's just like, so it was kind of something that was a little unique, but also held like sentimental value to me. So
That's cool. Okay. I thought it was something construction related because after seeing construction site
oh
builds, the connection went there.
yeah,
Okay.
no, I mean that would actually make more sense in theory. But no.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Okay. And we get a little ASMR out of the deal
Yeah.
too, which is always nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you naturally have an eye for architecture, building, landscape, anything like that? Or did you just kind of develop that from building?
Um, I would say maybe not necessarily for those things specifically, but I would say a natural eye for like design or art. Like I used to draw a bunch when I was younger and stuff too, but I think that comes into play um in the sense of like it's easy for me to picture things in my mind, and then it makes it like fairly easy to bring that out of my mind and into reality. So I think that's a big help. But also I feel like when you're building super detailed stuff, everything that I build is like minifig scale. I've never, one of these days I'll probably like try to do some micro stuff, but that is like the micro stuff my mind almost can't wrap its head around because I try to overthink it. And so I think it would actually be harder for me to build at a micro scale. But everything I build is like at minifig scale. And I feel like in terms of making something look super realistic, I feel like the scale factor plays a really big part in that. Especially if you're trying to like story tell with minifigures, that's something that's really important. So I think the combination of those things makes mock building for me like it comes easy to me. Where I struggle the most, and Galen, if you're still in here, what I was complimenting you on earlier was actually your memory and stuff like that. But what I struggle with the most is memory. So like when I build a Lego set, ideally, like I try to build slow and I try to pay attention to like building techniques so that I can remember them. So like if I'm trying to build something on my own and I'm trying to make it function a certain way or like hinge or connect in a certain way, I can remember like, oh yeah, I remember I saw in this set it used this and this piece to make it go at this angle.
Mhm.
And I think that's the thing that I need more time to develop only because my memory is just like not the best versus if I had like a photographic memory or really really good memory, I feel like that would make it even better and even easier. But that's the one thing that I struggle with is like I even have a hard time remembering like because there's so many Lego parts, like what what parts can I think of that I can use to accomplish what I'm trying to do. And it's like, and that's where what I was saying, out of sight out of mind. So like then I need to be able to pull open a drawer and look at all these parts and then be like, okay, what can I make do what I'm trying to make it do? You know, does that make sense?
Yep.
um
Yep.
so I think for me, I need a little bit of time to become a little better in that aspect. But thankfully the artistic side of my mind works well, so it makes things smooth on that end. But I feel like I could be a lot better if I could just remember certain building techniques or remember that certain parts exist. But typically in my mind, I have to break it down of like, okay, what am I trying to accomplish? Oh, I'm trying to make a tree branch that goes out this way. Okay, well, what parts can I make curve? Some parts are naturally curved with Lego. I can use a hinge, I can use a clip, I can use this or that. So I kind of have to break it down that way and kind of work backwards in my mind. That's a very long-winded answer to your question.
The do you follow New Elementary?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And in fact, I've got a whole like tab saved on my Instagram page that's titled Building Techniques. And so if I feel
Awesome.
like I'm getting stuck or I need inspiration for creativity, I can like go back in there and see. And that's the other thing I have to do. Like I've got tons of tabs of things saved of like and they're broken down into categories of like water, rocks, windows, bridges, like where I'll save stuff as I see it so that I can come back to it and be like, oh, I'm going to take this building technique from this and then combine it, that kind of thing. Because that's really what's helpful for me to like remember like ways that you can use parts and stuff like that.
Awesome. Do you watch Between the Blocks on Sunday nights?
Mm-mm.
That's a good one. So that's on the Brick World channel on Sunday nights at, what are they? 8 Eastern. 8 Eastern is what time they're on. That's Mark, the owner of Brick World. Z Cerberus is the other host. Brick Dad Builds is on there a lot. Lene, the Brick Babe, has been on there a lot lately. And every week they show off the MOCs that they're working on and kind of walk through, the design process since the previous week, and it's phenomenal.
Oh, I'll have to. Are they, where do they go? Like live on YouTube or where?
Yeah, they're live on YouTube Sundays at 8. I mean, the replays are always available too, but they're great. I mean, you can jump in with questions, commentary, whatever. They'll answer anything. Really good about that.
Okay.
And Ben won the Brick World Master Trophy last year, which is pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah, his builds are out of control. He's so good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, super nice guy too.
Wow.
Yeah, he builds on, what does he call them? Flexagons. So all of his builds are built on octagons of a couple different sizes. So they're like Mills octagons though. So he can lock them together and, just build outward, but at angles and not just square. So
yeah,
good.
and that's the other thing I've been trying to challenge myself with lately is like, I feel like, and when it kind of goes back to what I said earlier about with the tunnel thing, I'm like, how can I introduce or how can I build something or do something that is the least square or rectangular or sharp cornered as possible, whether that's like meaning something's on an angle or there's a big round something incorporated, because I feel like that also is like very eye-catching when you look at something that's Lego, because it's almost unnatural for your eye to see something in Lego that's not square, blocky, whatever. Oh yeah,
There you go.
I think outside the box. Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Papa Rex.
I'll look it up for sure. So I love the idea of that. The other thing I'm trying to get better at is is Lego math, like the LDU of like snot bricks and brackets and like how those play a role in height and depth and things like that. And I want to try to figure out a way to make like a real life 3D version of a Lego calculator where I build like 12, 10, 15 different examples of like pieces used in different ways that showcase like, oh, I can go back and look at this. So I need to be this amount off. Does that make sense? Because it's like,
yes, it does. And when you build that, please market it, sell it.
$1,000 a pop.
Whatever.
Hey Nate. Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, it's Nate. Hey,
yeah,
Nate.
Because that's probably the second biggest challenge is like, hey, I know what I want to do up here, and like I'm so close, even if I have the parts, right? So it's like get it up here, then get it in my hands and get the parts, and then once I have the parts, it's like, okay, well now I need to make the math work on the parts, and sometimes it's works, and sometimes it's easy, and sometimes it's not, and then I get like really frustrated because I'm like, I know that this should work, I just can't figure out how to move or adjust pieces, and man, yeah. The people who are good at that stuff, I don't understand how.
Yeah. Just when you think you have it figured out, you turn a corner and they don't connect. And
yeah,
there you go.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Nate Builds here is a great follow for Star Wars MOCs. Some
Oh,
great
nice.
stuff. And yeah,
Okay. I'll have to check it out. Yeah. Need a Lego calculator for sure.
yeah, yeah. That one is mind blowing. So looking at who was it? That that was Ben. So he built a ship where everything was sideways.
Oh my gosh.
And great, because you don't have to plate anything if it's sideways, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't make any sense just looking at it. It didn't make any sense to me. Like my
Wow.
brain couldn't handle the direction of anything in the interior. Yeah, some of that stuff just hurts my head.
I saw one like that where somebody built, I think it was on more of on a micro scale, but they built a Lego city and it was like mounted to a wall. So you were looking at the city from top down and it was big too. And it was the same thing what
Wow.
you said when I saw it, I'm like, and the same thing, or it's almost like an optical illusion, like when you look at it, that you're like, because it's so, you're just so not used to seeing Lego stuff from that perspective or with that kind of maybe the depth or something, whatever. But yeah, I have it saved somewhere. I'll have to try to find it. But yeah, it was insane, really cool looking.
Yeah, there is so much talent in the
Force
community.
perspective. Yeah, there you go.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Uh, Brick World last year. There was you see them all the time, the mosaics with the dots and whatever. And those are cool, but you can pull up a program that'll basically map it all out for you.
Yeah.
So I apologize to everybody who does it and loves them, but
Yeah.
but
Different
it's
kind.
easy enough. Yeah, it's easy enough to cheat on that.
Yeah.
Really, I don't I don't have the patience for it, and I'm too easily distracted, so I would get thrown off on a row and screw up the whole thing. So
Yeah.
I do give people credit for that. But there was one there that from far away looked like one of those mosaics. But when you got up to it, the entire thing was textured. It was made with like bananas and
I've
flowers and
seen that.
antennas and
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. And then
mind blowing.
once you get like on the side of it and you can see how much stuff is sticking out, is that what you're talking about? Like
Oh
different
yeah.
levels? Yeah. I've seen, I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe it was the exact same one, maybe it wasn't, but I've seen that before and I just like, man, unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it wouldn't even occur to me to attempt to do something like that.
Yeah.
Never mind actually attempt it and be able to pull it off and have it be something so wonderful.
Well, then because you're not only fighting with like the perspective and scale, but you're also fighting with like color too, that you've
Yeah.
got to make sure matches up and aligns and stuff.
Yeah, bananas. And somehow you have to source the parts to pull that off.
Oh yeah. Yeah. How do you, you're definitely better
That's a
off
whole
buying
nother challenge.
a bulk Lego purchase from Facebook in that sense, because you're gonna need the most mixed bag of things. Yeah,
Yeah.
true artwork for sure.
Yeah. Randomosity. Randomosity. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually kind of a random collection of letters to make up that word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grabling's a good word.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I was very happy the first time I heard the word because it gave a word to something I couldn't describe. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, there's actually a term for that.
The
That's cool.
the casserole dish, the if you will, of like, or the cornucopia of, yeah, it's a much more applicable word. I didn't know what it meant for the longest time, and then because the first time I had heard it repeated was in some book that I was reading, and I kind of like connected the dots and got a generalization of it. But like, for like some people's builds in Lego, I'm like, oh, this describes this perfectly.
Yeah.
Speaking of pieces, Galen, there's a couple really expensive pieces from the green grocer, not just the green bricks themselves. I know that's a large part of it, but isn't there a printed piece or a window or something that's like I think a single piece was like $50 or $60 or something crazy. I'm sure he remembers. I can't remember what it was.
What? Let's see if I can find that. The name of the next modular just leaked. Did you happen to catch that?
No. I saw the leak about that it was supposed to be, was an antique shop or some kind of shop. I can't remember.
Here it is. Shopping Street, it says.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know. The Brick Bank has an expensive window.
Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, the Shopping Street makes me think large.
Like that reminds me, yeah, I think it makes me think Assembly Square kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, I thought I saw some leaked something or other that was something about, maybe it wasn't an antique store. I thought it was some kind of shop or something along that effect. I know people have been wanting stuff like a hospital and stuff for the longest time, which, speaking of which, I think I'm working on this farm MOC that I'm building in studio right now, but Assembly Square 2.0. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna build a hospital MOC because I'm tired of waiting for Lego to make one, and I don't know if they will or when they will, but that's on the list too after I build this farm one in real life.
Yeah, I would love to see this be the first, like, I don't know, maybe not double. Go $350 modular and have it be double size, not a corner, but
Yeah.
just like a double size building, something massive. That'd be awesome.
And I think that people are willing to pay for it in the sense of like, people have already shown that they're willing to spend a ridiculous amount of money on stuff like the aquarium set that was 500 and something dollars, and then obviously the Death Star. But I feel like modulars, like, I'm glad that the price, not that $230 is cheap by any means, but like that the price for those have stayed roughly close to that. And I think, like me, like if you doubled the size of a modular building, like to make a hospital, because in my mind, like a hospital needs to be big, like almost 2 base plates worth, at least. If I would build one, it would be like, I think I would do it on like 4 or 6 or 4 48 by 48s or something. But I would be willing to pay $350 for like a double sized modular building. But who knows if they will.
Yeah, I think they can absolutely do it. Like you said, for the right audience, the right build, it'll sell.
Yeah.
And some of that stuff is needed. I mean, when you see a hospital, if you go to a major city, a hospital is its own city block.
Yeah.
The streets on all 4 sides of it. Something like that would be awesome.
Yeah.
They need to make a skyscraper, so people aren't going to be paying $700 for the Daily Bugle to use that as a skyscraper in a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why that doesn't exist at this point.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think the potential downside with that is maybe people's complaints about like the Avengers Tower, of how just like repetitive it was. And it's like with skyscrapers, like I think you'd have to, in my mind, they'd have to do like I don't know, something like the Chrysler building or something that's got a lot of texture to it, so that it's not a horrible building experience from the repetitive standpoint. Because it's like, I've seen people build, like there's I think it's a full store or something on YouTube. They've got a really hyper realistic looking Lego city that's kind of like a California or Florida style city, and they've got skyscrapers in there, and they look really good and realistic, but at the same time, like, they're just, I don't know, they're just like really repetitive. And so I could see I would love if they would do them, but I would hope that they would do it in the sense that they would find a building to replicate that's got like a lot of texture or unique architecture to it.
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of like keeping it in city, right,
Yeah.
and not have any kind of IP attached, they could do like a 3-story office building or something
Yeah.
and make it in such a way where you could just buy 6 and stack them, depending on what kind of height you
Oh,
wanted to
yeah.
make.
Yeah.
Because I mean, not everybody's got the real estate for something 6 feet tall,
Yeah.
but if they could design it structurally sound enough that you could just keep stacking them, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And build to your budget.
Or like inside a library would be cool. Other than I built that I don't think I have it in here. That Books Are My Passion set, and kind of like the tediousness of making all those books. I mean, they look great, and it's like there's so many different parts usage for them, but it's like if you're doing like a whole library, like it would be super part intensive because those are all like 1x1s or 1x2s. So maybe throw a coffee shop on the bottom level and then the library on the middle or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you just do a Barnes and Noble. So there's a Starbucks in
Yeah,
there.
there you go.
And then there's, like whatever they have. Used to be a CD department, but it's clearly not that anymore.
Yeah.
Although I think they do still sell some CDs in there, which is a little weird. I think they have like an anime section and some Squishmallows or whatever they jam in there now.
They also have a really weird, just kind of random section of like the notebooks, like just like trinkets almost.
Yep.
Kind of thing. But
if you need a $13 bookmark, that's the place to go.
Yeah. No kidding.
I don't know what happened to just a stray piece of paper, but
I usually use the receipt that I got from buying the book as the bookmark.
Yeah, I used to have a hell of a book collection once upon a time, and the things you would find used as bookmarks, crazy. Funeral cards, receipts, just random pieces of string, paper clips.
Flattened pack of cigarettes.
I never saw that one. I saw flower petals.
Oh, well, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Unfortunately, those leave a stain.
Oh,
it's still fairly cool. What was it? The sleeve from a license plate where they come in that kind of wax paper sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody used one of those. Yeah.
Moving
all kinds of good stuff.
Sometimes money. Yeah, there you go. That's what you want to find.
I want to buy that book.
Yeah. Moving somebody moving with a book collection is probably the second worst thing I can think after moving somebody with a large Lego collection.
It's awful.
You know that nothing's going to be light.
Yeah. When we moved into this apartment, even with the stuff that I left in storage, I bet we had 1,200 books somewhere in there. God.
You technically had a library because I think by somebody's standard or the internet standard, over 1,000 books I think is considered a library. But oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, we recently donated a ton of it because it's so easy to move some of that stuff to digital now. I still prefer physical books, but a couple kids don't have the time anymore. Certainly didn't have the space because Lego took over all of that.
Wow.
So we just held on to the first editions and let the rest of it go.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Thankfully, we haven't had to move Lego yet. I'm not looking forward to that.
Do you think you will in the future, or hopefully not?
Oh yeah. No, for sure, it's going to happen. And I've said it for the last 2 years that we were going to move in July, and we just keep renewing the lease because, all of the pain associated with it. It's going to be tough, but at some point we got to move.
I feel like if it's kind of packaged and categorized or sorted, kind of like how you have it, moving the sets was the absolute worst, just because I was so paranoid about like not having to rebuild something, but like losing a piece and then having it just be just a random piece, and not, I would feel like I just would never figure out where it was supposed to go or where it came from, and that part of it just like
Yeah.
makes me super anxious for some reason. But like the containers I have, like yours or whatever else, that stuff, I felt like I just saran wrapped around all of it so it was still tight and put it in a box, and everything was great as far as that went. But nonetheless, there's still like the weight of everything to have to move. But
Yep. Yeah.
yeah,
It definitely gets heavy. Uh, we have enough bags in the house. I would bag every drawer individually. So when they're bouncing around, things aren't spilling
that's
into other drawers.
that's what I did with my sets, is I saran wrap them and then I put them in a garbage bag so that if the pieces did fall off, I at least knew what set it went to, rather than like now I only got to try to figure out where that came from off of the set rather than what set it went to. But yeah, what did Nate say? Move this summer, like it was, yeah, that's how I would say. Yeah, manageable but not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't look forward to it. I don't know.
Mm.
Whatever. I guess it's inevitable for basically everybody, right? I mean,
Yeah,
nobody stays anywhere forever anymore.
yeah, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I see the appeal of a family home, raising the kids, being there for 30, 40 years, whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
that sounds great, but I don't think life is necessarily built the same way it used to be to allow for things like that.
yeah,
So, I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. Although, if I was to plan to stay somewhere for 30 years at this point, I would be in my mid 70s. So, yeah, maybe not so much that.
yeah,
Purge. Yeah. I guess if you get rid of stuff that you don't care about that much before a move, then you also get the excitement of rebuying.
yeah. Good positive way to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thinking of buying. What's your take on the scalping controversy going on these days? Have you caught any of that?
Just like scalping around the hobby in general. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw a video from Block Party. I think it's Block Party or Block Party HQ or something. He's over in Europe somewhere. That he explained it the best way that I've ever heard it explained, and that is that it is, I shouldn't say not possible, but it is totally fair and fine for people who scalp Lego, because it's really more of an investment side of things. Because the way he looked at it, or the way that he portrayed it, was just when Lego releases a set, it's on the shelves for like a minimum of a year, if not 2 to 3 years. And so you have every chance that there possibly is to buy that set. The only thing that I feel like comes close to like exclusivity or can be scalped are the Bricklink sets, or what used to be. But like from this last go round, we saw that with the Transylvania set that was capped at like a certain number of sets, and then last minute they bumped it up and allowed, like, I don't know how much, if it was quite double the amount of whatever, but it's like, so even with those, like, I mean, it's not like, I think true scalping comes into the play when you think of things like a sneaker release or something where it's so exclusive that if you're not awake at 1 a.m. or midnight and you don't have the fastest internet and are in some kind of queue to get something and it closes out within hours or whatever, and then it's done for forever. Plus, there's also the side of Lego where it's like no Lego set really retires other than like maybe some specialty parts or stickers or printed pieces. But like you can technically, like we were talking earlier, go and buy any Lego piece for the most part from Bricklink or Lego, new or used or whatever, and rebuild something at any moment of time. And yeah, you're missing out on the box, but most people don't care about that. You're missing out on the instructions. Those are online and digital. So really it's just like maybe missing on potential sticker sheets, or you might have to do some part swap. So I don't think that it is possible to scalp in the Lego community. That's my opinion of it. And that's the kind of explanation of why I say that.
Awesome. Yep. I'm fully on board with that.
Yeah.
And I think that you nailed it right there. Because, yeah, you'll see things like the Star Wars brickheads the last 2 years where they're released in, I don't know, whatever it is, August, I think they come out. And they're on the shelf for 4 or 5 months, and then they're retired. The Phantom Menace ones that retired last year, Amazon was still in stock for them for 7 months afterwards.
Oh,
And they were a Lego exclusive, and somehow Amazon ended up with them for 7 months below retail. You know,
wow. And that's something I didn't even mention was like, even if something is released at the Lego store and it goes into back order or out of stock, and it's back order out of stock for a year, which I don't think that's ever been the case, but maybe I'm wrong. There's other retailers that are, like your big box retailers, Walmart and Target, but then Barnes and Noble's got stuff. And then where I live, there are, obviously you've got Bricks and Minifigs, but there's also, I've got a couple like local mom and pop shops kind of thing, but they're authorized Lego retailers in the sense that like they'll sell their Lego for the same prices as what Lego does, versus there are some stores that don't get some type of discount from Lego, so they automatically have to mark their sets up a little bit. But there's those kinds of stores too. So
yeah, there's all kinds of weird places that have been getting Lego lately. Ace Hardware, Petco.
Oh, I say Petco. I was gonna say that one.
Yeah.
I saw some there the other day. Yeah.
Apparently, I haven't seen it myself yet, which is weird because I'm at Lowe's 4 or 5 times a week. But I guess the Christmas, whatever it is, AT-AT.
Oh yeah.
Gingerbread AT-AT,
Yeah.
I guess it is. I guess Lowe's is carrying that.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I heard that today. I don't know how the hell that happened. I guess starting at some point, Lowe's is also going to have Pokemon for the season.
Wow.
Weird. I wouldn't have guessed that either, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they're struggling or what their story is.
If there's an area that I can send my kids off to keep them entertained looking at stuff while I'm browsing stuff, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Yeah, basically got Christmas and Halloween, and that's it for kid-friendly stuff over there.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully not hopefully. I don't ever hope to be in that store, but most likely I'll end up over there tomorrow.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep. That store makes no sense. They're even worse than Home Depot somehow. I can't stand it.
They are. I saw a meme not too long ago that was, I don't even remember what it was saying, but it was just basically saying that Lowe's is the more incompetent version of Home Depot in some way, shape, or form, but it can't quite be defined.
Yeah. So at most Home Depots, if you're in the center of the store, the paint department is in the center, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the stores tend to flip-flop a little bit, but whichever side the contractor entrance is on, from the paint department to the overhead door is contractor related stuff, all behind the scenes. From paint, the other direction is where the homeowners hang out.
Oh.
And it's like understood that, with obviously some exceptions, we don't cross paths. But at Lowe's, if you are standing with the lumber and you need a nail, you have to walk to the complete opposite side of the store.
Oh my gosh.
And that's just ignorant.
That is, I never realized it, but I think That sounds right, because I was there just a few days ago, and I remember hoofing it from back and forth because I felt like I couldn't find anything, even with using the
Yep.
app. Oh
Yep.
gosh.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We're gonna give Lowe's probably $500,000 this year, and I bet I've probably worn a half an inch off the bottom of various pairs of shoes just walking from lumber to nails.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. Stupid Lowe's.
Mhm.
But the staff is friendly. I'll give them that much. They're usually pretty all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they don't know how to use any of the things that are sold in the store, but they'll at least say hello.
That's
Oh,
funny.
man. Yeah. All right. So for the content side of things, you were doing, yeah, I mean, you still do a lot of Lego centric things, your builds, some tips there, but you've gotten into some social media tips and things like that lately. What made you take that turn? Hey, Sean.
Um, I feel like mainly because I feel like I've mildly cracked the code in terms of, I mean, nobody really ever understands algorithms, but like to a certain extent, and which has allowed me to have more reach, which has allowed me to interact with more people. And I feel like I mentioned earlier, that was one of my main goals in starting the channel, was like, hey, I want to connect with other people who enjoy this hobby, because it's kind of hard to find people in the real world that enjoy the hobby. Um, so number one, to just kind of help people do the same. But also nowadays you can obviously monetize from social media and stuff. And so I'm like, hey, if everybody else can make an extra 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks, whatever that they can kind of use towards their like Lego slush fund, I don't want to gatekeep anything. Let me share any tips and tricks that I have learned or that I've gotten. Or some people, and I usually ask people too, because whenever I put out something about content tips or this or that, I always have people DM me with questions, and stuff like that. And I usually ask them of like, I mean, if somebody's asking like, well, how do I get more views, or how do I get more followers, or how do I get, whatever, I'm asking like, well, what's your goal? Because some people like are on social media with their Lego stuff because they want to connect with other people in the community. Some people might be posting because they build MOC stuff and they want to show it to other people, but they don't have anybody to show it to, so they go that route. Or some people might be trying to get free Lego or free stuff. Some people might be trying to monetize from it. Like, so there's all these different aspects of it. And I think the type of content you produce and the way you go about it depends on what your goal is. Because like I said, I think some people might want to try to get some free stuff out of it. So like if I can give somebody some tips or tricks on growing their account so that they can get a free lighting kit from somebody or a free building block set from somebody. And I say that because Lego obviously doesn't just like randomly do PR stuff. They've got their network that you've got to be a part of and stuff. So it's not like you're going to get free stuff from Lego, but some people's goals might be to be able to be a part of that ambassador network with Lego so that they can get free sets. But in order to do that, I feel like you've got to show that you have a good reach and connection and whatever with the community. And I know that Lego doesn't have like a set parameter of, oh, you have to have certain number of followers and certain this or that. I think it's kind of, from what I understand, is all account review based kind of thing, where if you apply and they review your information and find that you would be a good fit kind of thing. So I don't know. I just started sharing just because it drives me nuts when people gatekeep stuff. And I feel like it's one thing that I've never, not saying nobody has ever, but one thing that I have never once in consuming Lego content for 3 years ever heard a Lego content creator talk about is growing on social media, or like those two sides of the the platform, because you have like these creators who have 50, 60, 70, 100, 500,000 like, and I just never once have ever seen anybody talk about it. And so I don't know if there's a reason that they don't. Some people like to keep that stuff private, or some people are like, oh, I don't want to share my secrets or whatever. I'm not like a gatekeeper type of person. I'm very open and transparent. And so, the funny thing is like those videos, I think the algorithm has a hard time placing those videos in front of the right audience, because it's like, hey, it's based on Lego content, but it's also based on content creation. And so it's like, who do we put this in front of? So they don't always necessarily perform the best in terms of like views. But in terms of like the amount of people that DM me with like questions, or people that like save it for like, hey, this is helpful tips, I'm going to come back to this later. Like those kinds of things, they usually do pretty well on. But like, I've never had one of those videos get 50,000 or 100,000. I think the closest one was like, I don't know, maybe there was one that was close to like 20 or 30,000. But for the most part, they're usually lower performing. But the type of response that I get is more one-on-one connection based. So I get to like DM people and help them through that aspect. So I still do it just because it's helped a lot of people and I really enjoy that aspect of it. So that's probably the reason, the big reason why, is just because no Lego content creator talks about it or shares about it. And I don't know. And I don't know why that is. It just kind of bothered me that people don't.
Yeah, it's funny that you say it that way, because I've got messages out to a couple people specifically because I wanted them to come here and talk about content creation, because they do so much of it. And it's like, hey, it would be cool if you come and, you're banging out these shorts and you're doing them constantly every day. You get, at least one post, sometimes 2 or 3, whatever. Stories are always full. How do you do it? Like, and they're not just super boring, 4-second things. There's some involvement. I want to know. Come talk about it. I can't get any of those people to even respond.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I can handle no. I mean, I'll send a message out to anybody. I'm fine with no.
Yeah.
No response at all.
Yeah. I don't know if there's like, I don't know if there's like this, no, I'm not going to tell you because I like and want to be the only big creator on here. Because it's like the world and the platform and people, there's so many and it's so big. Like you're not going to lose your credibility or your account or your income or your free Lego sets or whatever it is that you think you're scared of losing by sharing tips with other people. Like that scarcity mindset. Like, I don't know. And there must be something, because like I said, it's basically the same experience you had. Like, and I never like reached out to anybody of like for tips or whatever. It's just more stuff that I've taught myself or learned along the way. But like, just nobody shared or talked about it, and I just thought it was kind of annoying. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, Galen said.
There's certain. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he said there's just a lot of people who do Lego content. Well, yeah, and I'm just like, I'm saying like, I'm talking about the people who do Lego content who have got it figured out, in the sense that they have 100,000, 300, 400, a million followers. Like, why those people aren't sharing that aspect of it? Maybe it can't be because they've never been asked. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah. So to the point here, who are you? I don't know you. Yeah, I completely understand. And that's a real thing. And, this is a small channel. We're at 640, 650 subs or something. That's fairly small for sure. So I get it from that angle, but also there's Shy is a good example. Shy is in LAN. Shy is very well known. I could understand if he said something like, no, I couldn't be bothered. Shy is also one of the greatest human beings on earth, so it's a whole different thing. But I asked him, no hesitation at all. Sean Acob in chat here a minute ago. I don't know if Sean's still around, but same thing. I mean, he's got an amazing community. First ask, no hesitation, he came on the show. You know, and I love things like that. 99% of the people are unreal. And then the other ones, I don't know, half of a percent are, because in every community, there's always a couple scumbags out there that are just weirdos or whatever. And then the other half of percent, you never have the opportunity to find out if they're decent or not because they just won't talk to you. And that's odd.
Well, and like Galen just said, he's like, I'm flattered when anybody reaches out, and I'm always like happy to talk and always happy to meet new people and connect with new people because that was the whole point for me. So
Lego's a lonely business, right?
Yeah. You know who you should, one person who has been like, that I've learned the most from in terms of MOC building, that you should try to have on at some point in time is Brick Sculpt. I don't know if you ever watched any of his stuff on YouTube. You have to look him up.
Brick Sculpt.
Yeah. Or Brick Sculpt, I think is the name of his channel.
Which platform?
On YouTube.
Brick Sculpt. All right.
Yeah. And he just seems like a super great, just really genuine type of person. And I feel like, and he's somebody who is like, goes like really deep on tutorials and this and that, and like the Lego math topic we were talking about. And I don't know if it's the Brick Sculpt or just Brick Sculpt.
Yeah, I see it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bricks, the ultimate Lego pine tree 3.0.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's an amazing builder, an amazing, like, just talk about like hyper realism. Like he shares the same like MOC building or just like Lego building mindset that I do. Yeah, just fantastic.
So this is odd because it says that I'm already subscribed, but I don't think I've ever seen one of his videos show up in my feed.
Oh, interesting. Maybe he hasn't been posting for, I think it's only been, I think I've been watching him for a little over a year now. I think his channel's like relatively new, speaking like in YouTube world.
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to randomly go through and like a couple of these. So maybe the stimulate the algorithm a little bit.
I probably got 10 minutes left that I can hang out, so I'm happy to answer whatever other questions you have or topics or whatever.
All right. So let's see. All right. So first one, because it hasn't come up and it always does. You coming to Brick World Chicago this year? Next year? Any chance?
I would love to. I feel like all the people that I hang out in live with, like Galen, and there's like a group of, probably 10, 15 people that I feel like have basically all committed to going this year. And then that makes me feel super obligated to go. I think for me, my biggest challenge is just my family side of it. It would probably be something that I would have to drag my family to. Given that it's over Father's Day weekend, I feel super guilty just being like, peace, this is my Father's Day present, I'm leaving you guys for the weekend. I'm sure my wife would get it. I just like, it's one of those things where like my kids would probably have fun, my wife could tolerate it, but like my thing is like, if I went, I would want to like just be so slow and methodical at looking at everything, and like I don't know if I can get my family to like move and work at that pace kind of thing. So I don't know. We'll see. I really want to, like, I mean, this coming year would be the most realistic for me as opposed to previous years, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. So I don't think there's anybody out there that would like this opinion, but I'll share it anyway. Uh, Come for Wednesday to like Saturday
Mm.
and then fly home Saturday.
Okay.
So you can be home for Sunday.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because if you can, everything's open to the public on Saturday. So everybody's basically done and everything's fully built.
Gotcha.
But if you're there during the week, then you get lots of one-on-one time, hanging out with everybody, meeting the community,
Gotcha.
whatever. And you get to see everybody actually assemble those displays while they set up for the
Oh,
public
yeah.
days. And that is almost as enjoyable as seeing the completed product.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good
And
point.
then you can still make it home for Father's Day.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
best of both worlds.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I'll look at that option. Galen said, yeah, I leave Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, I still got to figure out the tail end of that trip. We're getting in on Monday. We're coming in 2 days early this year.
Nice.
I don't. I would leave tomorrow if I could.
Right.
Yeah, it's so good.
Uh,
Okay. Have you done local stuff? Other conventions?
Yeah.
I think I saw Brick Slopes you went to.
Yeah, I'm in Utah, so they have one every year in August, and that one's pretty good. I feel like it's pretty good size. It's definitely one that you can hit everything all in one day. I know they have different stuff going on different days, but like if you're just trying to see what's there kind of thing, but it's good. But other than like lug stuff, I feel like that's kind of really the main thing. There's no other big, not even to title it as a convention, but any other things that really go on as of right now.
Are you in a lug?
No, same problem. Like I want to be, but my lug meets on Saturdays at during some certain time, and I work on Saturdays, and then it's again something that my wife also works, and so to like find the time to, even if it wasn't on a Saturday, to have somebody that can watch my kids and then drive, they're probably like 20-30 minutes for me, so it's not like it's far, but it's just far enough to where it's like by the time I calculate all the drive time, that adds in an hour into the time that I've got to be gone. And my kids are just at an age where they're really young, and so it's, if they were like, my kids were 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, then it would probably be a little bit different. But I just have kind of settled with the fact that I've got to put it on postponement for now, but I would really like to be.
Well, the good news is the experience isn't over, so you've still got time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't figured out the whole lug thing. I'm not sure I fully understand it. Like what they do, how it works. I mean, I couldn't be a part of one anyway. I can't walk into a small group of people. That's not something I do. But I think I see the appeal. It seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I think for me, it would be number one, obviously, to be able to connect with people locally. Number two, to be able to get feedback from other people who could give like feedbacks on builds and show me in like real person, like, oh, hey, you're trying to do this. Let me show you how to do it. I know how to do it, kind of thing. And then the third appeal would be they get either, I don't know if it's free or discounted, but some access to bulk Lego in some form that is way better than what the public gets, kind of thing.
Interesting.
Kind of inspire MOC building stuff within the community. So for me, that would be another big benefit. Is it's like one of my huge constraints is for everybody is the money to buy the parts to do stuff, and then obviously the time too. But like, so those are kind of like the three big appeals for me. So I would love to do it, but it's just not necessarily feasible at this moment in time. But it's not going anywhere.
Your kids all close together?
Yeah, they're only 2 years apart. They're only 3 and 5. So,
Okay.
But
That's fun. They get to grow up and be little buddies.
yeah, for the most part, they're boy and girl, so they're polar opposites in terms of interests. But it's still, I think it'll be good to have them close in age. So
That's fun. Yeah, everything is better with siblings.
yeah,
It's a good one.
yeah, especially when you're older and like your kids come home for the holidays. It's like it's not fun to have like one kid come home for Christmas by themselves and it's just the three of you staring at each other. Versus when at least when you have a couple kids and then it's like then they get a spouse and they get a couple kids. And next thing you know, by the time everybody gets together, you've got a group of 10 plus people kind of thing. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. And ideally, you form a good bond with one of them, so you get a little backup when the wife's coming at you.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Usually for something that you have done wrong. And yeah. Oh wait, this is just me talking out loud here.
No, real world.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, it's been awesome chatting with you. I won't keep you because you got to do your thing. But it's been fun.
When dad duty calls, but I appreciate you having me on, and I'm happy to come back on at any point in time to talk about whatever else or dive deeper into any topic or whatever. So
awesome. That sounds great.
Okay. Well, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
See ya.
You too. Good night. Lost my mouse. Good night, everyone. Galen, I will see you next week. And everybody else who's watching, we will have Galen Belts in the house next week, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, guys, have an awesome week.